Were erased. Leslie Ann Hackman's voice rang out in the courtroom, sharp as a blade, slicing through the murmurs. The air grew thick in an instant.
Authorities announced tonight that legendary actor Gene Hackman has passed away at the age of 95 due to heart disease complicated by advanced Alzheimer's. Reports indicate that he was alone for several days following the death of his wife, Betsy Orokowa, at their Santa Fe home. Sources suggest that due to his advanced Alzheimer's, Hackman may not have been aware of his wife's passing. Known for his powerful and unforgettable performances in Hollywood classics, Hackman had largely disappeared from the public eye after stepping away from acting. His sudden passing has left fans in disbelief, with authorities now revealing tragic details surrounding his death. The New Mexico authorities confirmed that Hackman died from heart disease and complications from Alzheimer's, raising questions about the mystery surrounding his sudden demise. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office and KOB-TV, in affiliation with the National Broadcasting Company, have confirmed reports of his passing. Hackman was found deceased in his home alongside his wife and their dog on Wednesday, February 26, 2025, after a neighbor requested a welfare check at approximately 1:45 p.m. Authorities found Hackman's body in a side room near the kitchen, while his wife, 65-year-old classical pianist Betsy Orokowa, was discovered in the bathroom. Although no visible injuries were reported, the deaths were deemed suspicious enough to warrant further investigation, and foul play has not been ruled out. Before delving into the circumstances surrounding his passing, it is crucial to revisit Hackman's final years in the entertainment industry and his health struggles. Hackman retired from acting in 2004 after starring in Welcome to Mooseport and had won 2 Academy Awards, one for The French Connection in 1973 and another for Unforgiven in 1992. He was also widely recognized for his portrayal of Lex Luthor in the Superman franchise. Following his retirement, Hackman made limited public appearances, with his last known voiceover roles in the documentaries The Unknown Flag Raiser of Iwo Jima, 2016, and We the Marines, 2017. Reports indicate that Hackman had a history of heart disease and had been fitted with a pacemaker before his passing. Data from the device suggests that his heart may have stopped on February 17, 2025, 9 days before his body was discovered. This evidence supports the possibility of a natural death due to underlying health complications. Hackman had previously undergone medical procedures to address heart-related issues. In 1990, at the age of 60, he underwent angioplasty to clear a blocked artery, as reported by the United Press International. Dr. Herbert Semler confirmed the procedure, explaining that the blockage was successfully treated with a balloon catheter. Hackman had experienced chest pains radiating down his arm while on vacation in Oregon, which prompted the procedure. He later discussed his health in a 2004 interview with Larry King, where he acknowledged his fears about mortality and emphasized his desire to ensure his family's well-being. At the time, Hackman had stated that he had no future acting projects and that his career was likely over. Investigators are currently examining whether external factors contributed to the deaths of Hackman, his wife, and their dog. Authorities initially misidentified one of the couple's deceased dogs found at the scene. Additionally, Hackman suffered injuries in 2012 when he was struck by a car while riding his bike in Islamorada, Florida. The Florida Highway Patrol confirmed that he was not wearing a helmet when a pickup truck hit the rear tire of his bike. He was airlifted to Ryder Trauma Center in Miami as a precautionary measure, given the accident occurred on an island. As speculation continues regarding the cause of his death, investigators have uncovered additional details. A minor gas leak with a reading of 0.03% was detected in the home, along with multiple code violations related to a water heater and gas log lighters in 3 fireplaces. However, the New Mexico Gas Company has ruled out gas poisoning, stating that no significant gas leaks or carbon monoxide were detected. Toxicology reports are pending and could take weeks to be finalized. Authorities also discovered pills near Betsy Orokowa's body, raising further questions about the couple's passing. According to multiple sources close to the couple, Hackman and Orokowa had become increasingly withdrawn in their final days. As the investigation enters its second phase, more information is emerging about their health and reclusive habits in the last months of their lives. A recent report from the Santa Fe Sheriff's Office concluded that neither Hackman nor his wife died from carbon monoxide poisoning, ending speculation about a possible gas-related cause. The couple was found in separate rooms of their home, and neither showed any signs of external trauma. Hackman's pacemaker recorded its last activity on February 17, suggesting that he had been deceased for at least a week before his body was discovered slumped over in a side room. The investigation into the deaths of Gene Hackman, Betsy Orokowa, and their dog began on February 26 when authorities discovered their bodies in their Santa Fe residence. Sheriff Adon Mendoza reiterated that foul play was not suspected in the deaths of the couple, who had lived together for over 30 years in their home on Old Sunset Trail Road. Authorities expect to finalize updates on the case in the coming weeks. Hackman's passing has prompted significant reactions from family and friends, shedding light on his legacy and the final chapter of his life. Over the weekend, close friends and family members spoke with the press, sharing insights into Hackman's declining health at age 95 and the couple's withdrawal from social interactions in the months leading up to their deaths. Daniel and Barbara Lenahan, longtime friends of Hackman and Orokowa, along with their son Aaron, detailed how Hackman had become increasingly homebound, stopping his regular bike rides and staying indoors. Aaron mentioned that Orokowa was devoted to keeping Hackman active and engaged, ensuring he stayed mentally stimulated with puzzles and yoga. Their sentiments were echoed by Hackman's close friend, Doug Lanham, who emphasized the couple's deep bond, describing them as incredibly close and devoted to one another. Despite these accounts, Hackman's daughter, Leslie Ann Hackman, shared a conflicting perspective, telling the Daily Mail that her father had appeared to be in good health before his death. However, she admitted to not having spoken to him in months. Additionally, a housekeeper caring for Orokowa's mother noted that calls from Orokowa, which were usually frequent, had stopped in October, raising further questions about what had transpired in the couple's final months. Sheriff Mendoza confirmed that investigators were still working to piece together a timeline of events and had recovered a personal calendar from the residence as part of the ongoing investigation. Hackman's nephew, Tim Hackman, stated that full toxicology reports could take months to complete before any definitive conclusions could be drawn. In response to Hackman and Orokowa's passing, the Santa Fe Film Commission paid tribute to the couple, recognizing their contributions not only to the film industry but also to the Santa Fe community. Film Commissioner Jennifer Labar Tapia expressed deep sorrow over their loss, emphasizing Hackman's unparalleled legacy in Hollywood and the couple's strong connection to their local community. She noted that Hackman's career spanned decades, leaving a lasting impact on countless artists, actors, and filmmakers. Beyond Hollywood, she described Hackman and Orokowa as beloved neighbors who embraced Santa Fe as their home, integrating themselves into the community in a meaningful way. Sheriff Mendoza used the press conference as an opportunity to update the public on the ongoing investigation, stressing the importance of a thorough and detailed inquiry into the circumstances surrounding their deaths. Fans and community members continue to await further developments as authorities conduct toxicology tests and examine all possible factors. As the case unfolds, the mystery surrounding Hackman and Orokowa's deaths remains unresolved, leaving the public eager for answers. Their unexpected passing serves as a poignant reminder of life's unpredictability, particularly for those who have left a lasting mark on the world. Hackman's legacy as one of Hollywood's finest actors, combined with the unanswered questions surrounding his final days, ensures that he will be remembered for generations to come. Meanwhile, in another account of loss and resilience, Sarah Gilbert's life journey reflects a childhood marked by personal struggles and a relentless pursuit of stability. Born on January 29, 1975, Gilbert faced tragedy early on when her adoptive father, Paul Gilbert, died of a brain hemorrhage. Her mother, Barbara Cowan, remarried but later divorced, leaving Sarah to witness the breakdown of family structures before she could fully comprehend the meaning of loss. Despite these challenges, Sarah found solace in acting, inspired by her half-siblings Melissa and Jonathan Gilbert, who starred in Little House on the Prairie. Acting provided her with a sense of control in an otherwise uncertain world. In 1984, she made the significant decision to take on the last name Gilbert, preserving a connection to the father figure who had inspired her artistic aspirations. Her grandfather, Harry Crane, co-creator of The Honeymooners, reinforced her family's deep ties to the entertainment industry, solidifying her belief that she was destined for a career in performing. Sarah's childhood was also marked by financial struggles, particularly when her biological father, Harold Beals, faced economic hardship. She took on responsibilities beyond her years, supporting him while simultaneously navigating the demands of an emerging acting career. Balancing these pressures weighed heavily on her, but she remained determined to succeed. Through the adversity she faced, Sarah learned resilience and self-reliance, realizing that while she could not change the past, she held the power to shape her own future. These early experiences shaped her identity and drive, propelling her forward in both her personal life and professional aspirations. Sarah Gilbert's journey has been one of resilience, strength, and self-discovery. Faced with early setbacks, she turned to acting not just as a hobby but as a way of coping and surviving. With the unwavering support of her siblings, each audition became an opportunity to prove she could rise above her sorrows. Overcoming the pain of her early years did not happen overnight, but every small victory reinforced the idea that new beginnings were always possible. Through loss and constant change, the foundations of Sarah's strength were built, proving that heartbreak does not have to break a person, it can instead illuminate the path to a brighter tomorrow. Thrust into fame at just 13 years old, Sarah gained widespread recognition as Darlene Connor on the hit sitcom Roseanne. The once quiet girl from Santa Monica found herself balancing school with long days on set, earning praise from critics and fans for her sharp wit and natural charm. However, being in the spotlight at such a young age came with heavy expectations. Producers saw her talent and mold storylines around her, forcing her to mature faster than her peers. Every move she made was scrutinized, and she had to quickly learn how to navigate fame while preserving her sense of self. While most teenagers worried about exams and homework, Sarah faced media scrutiny and personal struggles behind the scenes. Her adoptive father, Paul Gilbert, passed away shortly after she was born, and her mother's subsequent marriage and divorce only added emotional strain to her early life. Despite these personal hardships, Sarah had to remain professional on set each day, treated like an adult in the industry while still being a child trying to figure out who she wanted to be. As one of the breakout stars of Roseanne, Sarah's role was so crucial that producers adjusted filming schedules to accommodate her enrollment at Yale University. Determined to assert her independence and pursue higher education, she traveled back and forth between filming in New York and attending classes. Though this was an incredible opportunity, it added immense pressure to an already hectic life. While she appreciated the chance to further her education, she never truly had the luxury of stepping away from public attention. Each success only increased the demand for more appearances and more details about her personal life. Off-camera, she struggled with questions about her sexuality and her relationship with her father, Harold Beals, who faced financial difficulties. Despite her own challenges, she felt a sense of responsibility to help him, even as she tried to maintain the image of a confident young star. Caught between professional obligations and family struggles, Sarah found it difficult to maintain privacy or process personal challenges on her own terms. Every year spent in front of the camera risked taking away the normal teenage experiences that most people take for granted. Sarah Gilbert experienced heartbreak from an early age, but her strained relationship with her father, Harold Beals, was one of her most difficult challenges. With the loss of her adoptive father, Paul Gilbert, soon after her birth, there was an unfillable gap in her life. When her mother remarried Harold, Sarah initially hoped he could be the father figure she longed for. However, as she gained fame through Roseanne, it became evident that Harold's struggles would place an unexpected burden on her. Once a respected lawyer, he faced financial difficulties and turned to Sarah for financial support. Barely out of her teens, she found herself providing for him with the money she earned from acting. Though she cared deeply for him and wanted to ease his struggles, it felt overwhelming to take on the role of a caregiver so young. At just 18 or 19, she was earning more than her father, who had lost his way. Their relationship became tense as she questioned how much support she should provide. Eventually, she made the difficult decision to stop giving him money, a choice that weighed heavily on her heart. She understood how hard it must have been for him to ask for help, but setting boundaries felt necessary. Despite the pain and distance this created, when Harold fell seriously ill years later, Sarah stepped up once again, becoming his primary caregiver in his final years. Though their relationship had been complicated, she channeled her love and guilt into caring for him until the very end. This final act of kindness allowed her to find some peace in their messy history. She carried the burden of a daughter who had to grow up too fast, supporting her father while also trying to pursue her own dreams. Their relationship was marked by confusion and heartbreak, but it ultimately demonstrated Sarah's deep capacity for compassion, resilience, and the universal human need for acceptance, no matter when it arrives. Coming to terms with her sexuality was another major challenge in Sarah's life, particularly under the glare of Hollywood. While she rose to fame as the witty, sarcastic Dolene Connor, her personal life was filled with uncertainty. During her teenage years, she dated her co-star Johnny Galecki, hoping to feel normal and conform to societal expectations. However, deep down, she sensed that something was different. As her feelings intensified, she feared they could negatively impact her career. At the time, the entertainment industry was not entirely welcoming to openly gay actors, and Sarah worried that coming out could cost her professional opportunities. Instead of confronting these feelings, she kept them hidden, suppressing the questions that arose whenever she felt attraction outside the norm. Johnny proved to be a true friend throughout her journey. When she tearfully admitted that she thought she might be gay, he offered unwavering support, even offering to stand beside her publicly if it would help her feel safe. This gesture meant the world to Sarah, as it gave her reassurance at a time when she felt most vulnerable. It took years for Sarah to build the courage to come out publicly. As she prepared to launch her talk show The Talk in 2010, the weight of keeping her secret grew heavier. She feared that being in the public eye daily would lead to questions about her personal life. Eventually, she decided she no longer wanted to hide, and she came out as a lesbian. The fear of potential backlash was real, but rather than harming her career, her honesty was met with widespread support. Critics praised her bravery, and fans admired her openness. Johnny's unwavering support remained a constant highlight in her journey. He even offered to be with her on air the day she came out, ready to hold her hand if she felt nervous. Sarah's experiences with love have been filled with both hope and heartbreak. While her teenage romance with Johnny Galecki was an attempt to find normalcy, she eventually accepted her true self. Later, she entered a long-term relationship with TV producer Alison Adler, with whom she shared 2 children. Though they built a life together, their relationship eventually ended, leaving Sarah questioning the permanence of love and commitment. She later found love again with musician Linda Perry, known for her work as the lead singer of 4 Non-Blondes. Their connection was strong, and in 2014, they married. A year later, they welcomed their son, Rhodes Emilio Gilbert Perry. For a while, it seemed like Sarah had found the stability she had always sought, but by the end of 2019, she and Linda made the difficult decision to divorce. The stress of balancing work and family had taken its toll. Though the breakup was painful, they remained dedicated to co-parenting their son and providing him with a sense of security. In the aftermath, Sarah focused on her mental well-being, prioritizing therapy, yoga, and self-care, things she had long neglected. Throughout her career, Sarah Gilbert struggled with balancing work, relationships, and motherhood. Despite her success on shows like Roseanne, The Big Bang Theory, and The Connors, she often found herself overwhelmed. When she co-created and co-hosted The Talk, the demanding schedule became even harder to manage. Eventually, she realized she needed to step away and prioritize her well-being. Leaving the show was not an easy decision, but she openly shared that her primary focus had to be her children and personal health. What do you think about Gene Hackman, his wife, and his dog's passing? How has his legacy inspired you? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click on the next video displayed on your screen. You're sure to enjoy it.